No matter what you've been told, even when walking, timing is everything. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Grown and Healthy, the channel where we explore self-improvement through movement. In this video, we are going to deal with a common issue with the forefoot gait strike. A lot of people will say that I try to change from the heel strike and I will be able to do it for a few steps and then I will lose the ability to. I will resort back to heel striking. And that is not just because we have ingrained a pattern into us through wearing conventional shoes and through watching everyone else. Because we are mimicking creatures, we try to emulate how they walk, talk, and dress. If you're wearing conventional shoes, you will not get the pattern succinctly. It'll always be a problem for you if you're wearing the wrong shoes. So let's start there. Have barefoot shoes or being barefoot. And what you're going to find is that it is not a problem in terms of how you land, but it is your rhythm. It is the foot strike timing. Everything that we do has a rhythm. And when it's done well, we subconsciously elicit that rhythm. Because we are learning something new, the rhythm will need some time to be learned. After all, when transitioning from heel striking to a forefoot strike, you have to look at it as learning a new skill. You've been doing something for, in my case, 30 odd years, and now it is time to switch. And anytime that you're going from one habit to the other, there must be a transition period. And in this video, I'm gonna help speed that transition up with the development of your rhythm. For running, there are fundamental drills, and the first three are the A skip, the B skip, and the C skip. If you're familiar to track and field, if you've ever ran, you have practiced these drills before. These drills are used amongst the worldwide running community. These skips help you build not only the position needed in order to run, and in this case walk, but also the timing. This skipping drill is just that, just like skipping a rope. Skipping rope is a timing drill. You have to develop a rhythm. You have to synchronize the swing and your jump. And the better you get at it is the better rhythm that you have. When you're now transitioning, previously you've walked with a heel strike, which has its own rhythm. Everything that we do has its own rhythm, even the way that we talk, the cadence. That is what we are going to adjust in this video. Normally, we're just heel striking, lazy kick swing in front. Again, showing that we work the rhythm with the counterbalance of the hand, marching along when we're shopping in this march step, this goose step that we have all come to love, the heel strike. And now we're going to change that to a more forefoot strike, one in which the foot lands below the hips. And I understand that when transitioning, that this is not the easiest thing. Of course, you've been used to this pattern for so long. Of course, as soon as you start to feel the tension of the transition, because that's what it is. We're trying to get you to understand this new pattern, and your body likes to be comfortable, and comfortable is everything that you've done prior to now. And so now that you're doing it in a different way, you have to create new neural patterns. And because of the stress of creating those new neural patterns, your body tries to just revert back to the old comfortable method. Not understanding that once you cross this transition barrier, the way that I'll show you how to walk will be far easier, more efficient than you've ever walked before. We're walking forward now. And we have a new rhythm we're trying to establish. And how we'll do that is by skipping. The A skip, just to let you know, you see the rhythm. I have to have one to go up and then another to go down. One to go up, one to come down. Or let me show you on this leg. So one to come up, one to come down. The rhythm. That's the A skip. The B skip will be, and that has its own rhythm too. Now, this is normally for runners. And what you may notice is that if it's for runners, then why are they doing it in such an upright position? Why are they bringing the leg down in such a manner? Why aren't they more in a runner's stride? Why aren't they leaned forward? And that's because this drill is not specifically for running. It is actually a motor mechanism drill. It is just showing you how you should move your body. This is how it should be done. Anytime that you are trying to move forward, you are trying to engage in traction. Normally with a overstriding and a heel strike, we'll go forward. And we're hoping that if we push in good timing, with good rhythm, that we'll be able to push ourselves kind of forward and tilt over again. Swing, over, swing, over. What we're trying to accomplish with the forefoot strike is using the proper mechanics that will allow us to gain traction to where we don't even need to depend on the calf raises. Another misnomer about forefoot striking is that somehow it will build calf muscles. No such thing. It is not going to biasly develop any muscle over the other. That is the difference between heel striking and forefoot striking. The heel strike develops not only incorrect patterns throughout the lower region, but it will also depend heavily or bias muscle development in just a few muscles, just a few components. While with the forefoot strike, we are trying to even the load throughout the lower extremities. We are trying to balance, get everything to work in an efficient manner. When all the muscles and joints are playing the proper role, everything is more balanced in development, in your cognition. Even amongst runners, they know that they cannot do the B-skip drill and land their foot in front of their hips. They know that that is incorrect, and this is what they call a forward strike. We're trying to get a negative strike. So that means we are bringing the hips up. Do you see the advantage of walking with your hips forward? You have a better posture. You're moving better, as opposed to the goose step where we're just walking and we're reaching out in front. It seems cool on TV because we've seen everybody do that, but in reality, it's not doing you any service at all. Now, normally I recommend my drills barefoot, but because of the abrasion of the surface, I recommend that you're wearing barefoot shoes for this one. We just want timing, and the amount of reps, it doesn't matter. We just want you to develop the rhythm necessary in order for you to walk. Push hips forward. I'm exaggerating for demonstration purposes, but the idea is that foot lands, hips forward. Synchronize that. Synchronize the landing. Right? And that squeaking that you're hearing is the force of my foot dropping on the ground. And that's what I want you to elicit, because after a while, when you really start doing the skip, then you'll start to activate that muscle, mind-muscle connection. If you do that, you start to feel between the glute and the hamstring, that meeting of those two muscles, right, where they overlap. That's what you're going to start to elicit a response from those muscles as you are stepping. Okay, so now when it's time to walk, you've already practiced the core tenets of walking with a forefoot, which is keeping your hips up, striking directly below the hips, training true traction. This can never be traction. There is none. That's why you are so apt to fall, because one, you're striking onto a small surface area. Two, you are hoping that you can have some type of grip on your feet that will allow you from sliding, because easily, for most people, they'll just slide all over the place. If this shoe has no grip, if you're doing it while I'm doing it, you're gonna start to feel a little burn in the glutes. And that's what we're going for. We want that feeling, because now that you have that, you can now engage in just walking normally now. Now you can just walk. And now you feel the response that you should have always felt. Now you feel it in your forefoot, and this is what we want. Don't focus too much on the landing as much as the rhythm. Gain the pattern first, and then adjust your landing position. Remember, feet down, hips forward. This will go a long way in helping you develop hip flexor strength and glute extension. You see, this is the end range for the glutes. So the more that you practice that circular motion of the leg, is the more developed that you are in engaging extension for your said glutes. So when it comes to practice, 10 to 20 yards, do this for 4 to 6 rounds, and practice it when you're taking your daily intentional walk, and you'll find within the coming weeks that it will be second nature. Let's skip, right? Because the goal is that we can come full circle back to the same B skip, but with the intention of not only walking, but of sprinting, because that's the goal. The highest level of athletic ability is by performing a sprint. And through learning how to walk in the proper manner, we can transition easier and faster towards building that sprint ability. All right, guys, this is Grown and Healthy, the channel where we explore self-improvement through movement. Thanks for watching.